Hey, everybody. I am Kevin Iole. Welcome to Yahoo Sports. A couple of weeks ago, I was watching Showtime, and there was a boxing match on. I was watching one of the best young fighters in the world, Sebastian Fundora. And whose face do I see appear on Showtime but Anderson the Spider Silva? Last thing I expected ever to see is Anderson Silva on a Showtime boxing card, but there he was. He is fighting Jake Paul on October 29th in Glendale, Arizona. Anderson, new line of work for you now, huh?
Absolutely.
What is compelling you at, I think you're closer to my age, and I don't want to say what it is, but you see all this white hair, than Jake Paul is to you. What is it that's compelling you to do this? Like, why are you still fighting at 47, almost 48?
Well, first of all, because I love it, and the second one, because I'm so lucky, and continue putting my working hard, and two big generations come together to doing a special show for everybody. I'm so happy.
Did you feel like you lost your speed and quickness at the end of your MMA career? And was that any effect on some of the losses you had? And if so, how will that affect you in boxing?
No, definitely not. It's different sports, it's different moment right now in my life, and I try to enjoy.
So, you're a guy that's fought the best fighters in the world. When you were a 185 pounder, you went up and fought 205 pounders. You were willing to fight anybody. Jake is kind of a guy that a lot of people wouldn't consider you to fight because, he's beneath your stature. What is it about fighting Jake Paul you find attractive?
Well, I think that every single fight is very special, and every single fight is special for the fans. And I respect Jake, because doing a lot of work and open the box and the mind for everybody think about everything is possible. And I respect the Jake a lot, and I try to do my best. I don't think nothing in my mind, nothing bad. I put in something very special every day, working hard to do my best for my fans, and I respect Paul a lot, and let's go doing the best show for the fans.
From your standpoint, what is the hardest thing about the transition from multidisciplinary, where you have all those different things, to just boxing, where just your hands? Is it easier or is it harder? And I know you haven't trained strictly boxing.
It's not difficult because I training the different disciplines. I train the different martial arts, and I train in box for many, many years. And I take a time, and I train with the best team, the best coach, and I learn a lot every day because I train with professional boxers, Olympic champions, gold medals every day. And I try to enjoy, and I'm so happy because I continue to learn.
I think, I want to tell you something that bothers me, and I want to see if you agree with this. So you are one of the greatest combat sports athletes of all time, not just in MMA, but in all combat sports. I think what you've accomplished puts you in that realm. And yet this fight is called Paul versus Silva, not Silva versus Paul. Shouldn't the biggest star be the first name? Shouldn't it be Silva versus Paul in this fight? That bothers me. Does it bother you?
No, definitely not. No, definitely not. It's fine. That's the problem for the people. The people think about something very, I don't care about that. I just go to enjoy my moment. It go because I love it. I'm so lucky. I continue doing something special. It doesn't matter who's putting the name first. So, the more important for me is continue doing something special.
How, when you left the UFC, I know it was a difficult thing. How long did it take you to decide to go into boxing? I know you fought Tito Ortiz and
1 week.
A week.
1 week.
Really?
When I finished my last fight, I just stay in a home in Brazil, to a vacation to visit my parents in Brazil. And 1 week, somebody called me and say, "You have a fight. You accept the fight with Chavez?" I say, "Yeah, let's go. Let's do it." And that's it.
Was that scary when you took that fight? Because,
No, No, I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
Well,
Just
let me ask you this.
when you're scared to do something you love, you don't make successful. You know, you
So
can be scared when you love your job. You know.
my question would be this, though. You made a huge name for yourself in MMA. Everybody knew you. Now, if you go in there and against a boxer who made his living as a boxer and a world champion, you get knocked out. Do you think that detracted from what you accomplished?
Of course not. Fight is fight. You have 5%. Your opponent have 5%. And two guys go inside the ring, one guy win. Doesn't matter happen. That's the game. I don't think about that because of course I training for win, I go win. But sometimes the people think, oh, this is go affect your legacy or this or that. No, definitely not. I don't care. This because I love it. I take the risk because I'm not lazy, and I love my job.
A couple other things I wanted to ask you. One of the things I think is your advantage in this fight that people don't think about is, you're going to give him movement and angles that maybe, Tyron Woodley or Ben Askren wasn't able to give him in fights. And do you think that that's something, do you think he even realizes what he's in for in terms of a smart veteran fighter like you being able to move and create angles that he may not have been able to see?
Every single fight is different, and I agree the guy's fight with Jake Paul is training hard for fight, and every single fight is the same. I say is 50-50%, and you go inside, you have a chance to win, you have a chance to lose. That's the point.
I want to ask you this. I don't know if you're aware of the situation. I know one of your coaches is Nico Robledo, and he was in a coma for a long time. Are you aware of that? I know he's healthy now and back fighting. What does it mean to you if you're aware of that? That you have him working with you and back after such a crazy near-death experience?
Wow, I'm so happy to coach Nico back to work with us. I have two amazing coach. Coach Dora stayed with me for many, many years in my entire career. And Coach Nico started work with me to help me, to put me to work in a different level. And I'm so happy to have these guys with me, to help me to learn to every single day doing something new one. And I feel my progress inside the sport. I'm so happy.
And were you aware when he was sick? And did how, like, what was the team's thought? Because as I understand it, it was touch and go at one point.
Yeah, everybody's stopping and I think about the situation. A lot of people lost parents, friends, and I lost a lot of friends because the situation, the COVID, and Coach Nico is staying in the hospital for a long time, and everybody's scared. But everybody continue training. Little Nico is continue training with us and training hard every day, And thank you God, Coach Nico's back, work with us, And that's is a bad situation, The COVID changed the life for everybody.
Right. Very difficult. Two other things. Two last questions. You were working with an Olympic boxer. How did that go? And like, what working with a young guy that had that kind of boxing skill. What did that help you with?
Oh, help me a lot. I learned a lot with these kids. And I have two guys, 185, come to Brazil to help me. One guy come to the England to help me, as professional boxer, and help me a lot. And two gold medals come to help me in my camp training, and I continue training with the good guys, in a high level. This is so amazing for me.
Oh, good. And the last thing I want to ask you is about a different fight. Just I want to get your opinion. Your friend Alex Pereira is fighting Israel Adesanya at UFC 281. Do you think he has what it takes to? You fought Adesanya, so you have a unique perspective. Do you think Alex has what it takes to win that fight?
Wow, everybody have a chance, you know. Alex in Arezania fight for a long time in kickboxing. Of course, this is different sport, and I believe in the guys have a great chance to make the good show for everybody, you know, for the fans and MMA world, you know, because especially right now, MMA lost too much the emotional, you know, and don't have more exciting fight in legends in the sport, you know. And I think the Alex and Arezania can make this new world for the people, for the fans in MMA, you know.
Well, speaking of legends, that man is one of the greatest legends in combat sports history. October 29th in Glendale, Arizona on pay-per-view. You can see him fight Jake Paul. Anderson Silva, thank you so much. Always good to talk to you.
You're welcome, and thank you. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Be well. See ya.